NRL vid 090 back here with another tipping video today, and this is my round 16 NRL tips for the 2021 NRL season. So look, last week obviously I had no footy because it was a rep round and basically a break for everyone last week, and obviously I couldn't, including myself, not many people could survive that week because there was no footy, and obviously when there's no footy, there's not much really to do. So yeah, I'm just glad there's footy back this week, and I'm looking forward to it. But there's some games that have no crowds, so that's a bit unfortunate, but it is how it is at the moment. But yeah, let's get into my tips, shall we? So the first game, now this game was supposed to be at the SCG, but got relocated to McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle because of the COVID hotspot down Randwick or that sort of area where the SCG is. So yeah, the Roosters and the Storm. That's the first game on Thursday night. So the ins and outs of the Roosters. So I don't think there's any changes apart from there's no changes. I don't think apart from Josh Morris coming in for Joseph Sawali. I think that's the only change. I'm pretty sure. No, Sam Walker's back. Sam Walker's back, and Martin goes back to the centres. That's what I mean. Sorry. For the Storm, looks like Harry Grant and Nelson Solomona and Tom Eisenhuth are all out. So replacing Harry Grant at hooker, it's Brandon Smith, obviously. And then off the bench will be Aaron Booth, who comes in the team. Then Solomona is also out, so replacing him off the bench will be Aaron Peeney, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I think that's the only real changes. The Storm, no other changes. No Pappenhausen yet. In this game, I expect Melbourne to be too good for the Roosters. I mean, usually these sort of games are really like tight or low scoring, but I do think Storm will be a lot more stronger, than the Roosters on game day. So I will go the Storm to win. Probably a scoreline of I'll go Storm 24 and Roosters 14. That's what I'll go with. 24-14 Storms away. Now, first game on Friday night, it's the Warriors and the Dragons at Central Coast Stadium in Gosford. So this is one game that has no crowds because of COVID. The ins and outs for the Warriors, so there's a lot of ins and outs for them, obviously, because Dallin Lesniak, who's a mid-season signing from the Bulldogs, joins the Warriors, and he'll play on the wing for this match. And Chad Townsend will line up in the halves with Koni Nikorima. And Reece Walsh is out because of hamstring injury, and Josh Curran and Ewan Aiken are unable to play because of they were in the area on a plane where there was a positive COVID test, so that's why they can't play. For the Dragons, so Jack Bird moves from back row to centre, while Tarek Sims is back from Origin. He'll start in the back row. Jack DeBellin keeps his starting spot at lock. And Josh McGuire and Tyrell Fuimaono both return from suspension for the Dragons off the bench. In this game, it's a really tough one, this one, because I was leaning towards Dragons and I'm leaning towards Warriors, so it's a tough one to pick. But you know what? I actually will tip the Warriors here. I feel like Warriors will actually get the win here. I think Townsend and Martinez Lesniak will bring a lot to the team. I think they'll bring a good influence to the players around them. So Dragons are inconsistent. They're good. I think they've been good this year, Dragons, but they're very inconsistent. So I will go Warriors because it's in the Central Coast. So Warriors to win 20 points to 16. And now the final game on Friday night, it's the Panthers and the Eels at Bluebet Stadium in Penrith. So the ins and outs of the Panthers. So this week, Dylan Edwards is out. I'm not sure why. So Charlie Stain starts at fullback while Brett Naden comes from reserves onto the wing. And Nathan Cleary's obviously out for don't know how long, but he did a shoulder injury in Origin, so we yet to know how long he'll miss. So Jerome Luai will shift from 5'8" to halfback, while Matt Burton goes to 5'8", and Tyrone May goes into the centres to replace Matt Burton. And that's the only changes for the Panthers. Now for the Eels, the away side, Nathaniel Roach and Keegan Hipgrave are both out this week, so I think replacing Keegan Hipgrave is just, I think it's Bryce Cartwright, and that's the only change there for the Eels. And Mike Acevo's back as well this week. In this game, I know there's no Cleary in that, but I still think the Panthers will be just a little bit too strong for the Eels. I feel like that, Panthers in Penrith are nearly unstoppable. They're really good there at home, Panthers, and I feel like that, I could just trust them a little bit more in home territory for them. So I will go the Panthers to win. Probably a scoreline of, I reckon, Panthers 26, Eagles 18. Will be close though either way. Now, the first game of Super Saturday, it's my team, the Seagulls, up against the Bulldogs at Bankwest Stadium down there at Parramatta. The ins and outs of the Bulldogs, so they've got heaps of ins and outs because obviously 5 of their players were obviously in the area where there was a positive COVID test, so they'll have to isolate now. So Corey Allen comes on the wing for the Bulldogs, while a young guy called Falo Kiko Manu makes his NRL debut in the centres. And Kyle Flanagan's back to replace Brandon Wakeham, I believe, in the halves. And Jackson Tapine starts in the back row to replace Adam Elliott, I believe, because of injury. And Bailey Bondi Otto and Chris Patolo make their NRL debuts off the bench. So, there's a lot of changes in that team, though, for the Bulldogs. For the Seagulls, so it looks like so far Tom Trbojevic will play, but his brother Jake Trbojevic won't return yet from a hip injury, so Sean Keppie will stay starting at lock for Jake Trbojevic, and Kurt D. Lewis will also join the bench, and that's really the only change there for Manly. Look, in this game, full stop, Manly will win. I'll go over the scoreline of Manly 44 and Bulldogs 16. Enough said. The final on the second game of Super Saturday, it's the Raiders and the Titans at GIO Stadium in Canberra, and the ins and outs of the Raiders. So, what's the ins and outs? No, there's no changes. I don't think. No, there's no changes for the Raiders after their loss against the Dragons week before. And for the Titans, Corey Thompson's back for the Titans, replacing Greg Mavsud this week on the wing, and I believe that's the only change for them. In this game, I will go the Raiders because I trust them a little bit more than the Titans, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans win. But I will go Canberra in a close one though. Probably Canberra 32, Titans 24. Like, it'd be a high scoring game, but it'd be pretty close in terms of what the margin is. And now the final game of Super Saturday, it's Knights and the Cowboys at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. So the ins and outs for the Knights. Kalen Ponga's back, but yeah, he's been back for 3 weeks now, and he gets ruled out the last second. So, but anyway, he's named anyway. And Tex Hoy's out, and I think that's the only change for the Knights is that Ponga's back. But we'll see if there's anything else later on. For the Cowboys, the away team, the ins and outs for their team. For what it looks like, they've got no changes either, really. So they're pretty much 1-17 like they were the week before. Look, in this game, I will go the Cowboys because I feel like Cowboys have been in better form than the Knights. I think Ponga, even if Ponga does play, I think he'll be a little bit too rusty still. And I feel like that, the Cowboys have got a stronger team, and I feel like Cowboys will be better on game day, in my opinion. So I've got Cowboys to win. I will go Cowboys to win of a scoreline of 22 points to 20. I reckon it'll be a really tight game. And Sunday footy, it's the first game of the 2. It's at Suncorp Stadium. It's the Broncos and the Sharks up in Brisbane. So for the Broncos, the ins and outs for them. So Katoni Staggs is obviously the big in for them in the centres. And Corey Oates starts in the wing. And Brody Croft returns from reserves into the halves. And Pango Jr.'s out, so replacing Pango Jr. It's TC Rabati starting from off the bench into the starting team, and Corey Pakes joins the bench as well. And yeah, there's a lot of changes to that Broncos team. For the Sharks, do they have any changes? No, they don't. So Sharks are pretty much 1-17 with their team as well. In this game, I reckon Sharks will be a little bit too good. Sharks will be a little bit too good for the Broncos. Even though the Sharks' record at Suncorp Stadium isn't great, I still think they'll win. So I'll go the Sharks to win 30 points to 18. Now, last game of round 16, it's the Tigers and the Rabbitohs at Leichhardt Oval in Sydney. So no fans for this one as well. For the Tigers, ins and outs for them. So Tommy Talau's out, and I believe replacing him in the centres is Adam Dewey, and that's the only change for the Tigers. So no changes apart from that. And for the Rabbitohs, Tavita Totola's out, so replacing him at starting prop, it's I think Tame Celia that's starting this week, and looks like Liam Knight will join the bench. In this game, I won't say much more. Rabbitohs should win easy. I reckon Rabbitohs will win. I'll go Rabbitohs 36, Tigers 10. So guys, that's my round 16 tips for the NRL 2021 season. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. If you enjoy it, make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in another video.